guys. Excuse me. I actually had done a different video for this, but it got way too long, and yeah. As well as I wanted to get this up quick, so I just decided to do it while waiting for my kids to get out of school. I was gonna make a video on Friday, but never got around to it. Saturday was super busy, and then I think on Sundays I'm just going to have Sundays be the announcement for theme of the week. So that honestly takes off one video from me for a week, so I can just kind of spend time with my family. Anyways, I was going to talk about the Green Day concert. That's what I was going to talk about on Friday, like getting ready for it. And yeah, Friday just got way too busy. I was going to do it on Saturday, but we were tired. The kids had soccer games. My in-laws actually had a rabbit show that we ended up going to for a little bit. And it was a crazy day. It was probably one of the more busy days we've had in a while. But, yeah, the Green Day concert, oh my gosh, best concert ever. As I've said before, I saw Green Day, or we, my husband and I, saw Green Day back in 2009. So, let's say 9 years ago, 7 years. What is it? 8 years ago, jeez. And it was in Fargo. It was at the Fargo Dome, where the concert wasn't what I had hoped it to be. It wasn't the energy I thought, and it wasn't on Green Day's part. Green Day rocked the dome. The issue was the crowd. The crowd was horrible. First of all, whoever decided to put the layout for the dome didn't exactly think things through very much, because in Fargo, pretty much all of the concerts that sell out are like country concerts, where few acts that are non-country sell out. Very few. I think Aerosmith and Kiss are the only two that I can think of that actually sold out. But I don't think I have ever been to a non-country concert that's been sold out at the Dome. But they initially had set the stage too far back. So where our tickets initially were, because they did end up moving the stage a little bit, where they moved the stage to, our tickets were actually kind of behind, like we'd see the side of the stage the whole show. So we ended up getting upgraded tickets because of where our seats were. And I mean, there was nobody sitting around us, really, even when we were moved. My husband and I typically do pre-assigned seating, just because we typically do pre-assigned seating. I'm only 5 foot tall, so like if I'm in the pit or in general admission, I can't see unless I get to the front of the stage. And being my age, I don't want to fight people anymore to get to the front of the stage to see. So we typically do pre-assigned seating, where obviously the people that were in general admission at the Fargo show, like, they were up on their feet, dancing away, having fun. But like the people that were sitting in the audience didn't want to stand up and get up. And it was frustrating, because if you stood up and you were in the seating, it was almost like you were the strange one for doing this. Like, you were the oddball for, wanting to have fun at a concert. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But I'm taking a disco. Yeah, it was lack of energy on, it was lack of energy on, the crowd's part. It was just, yeah, it was, yeah. And you could tell Billy Joe was getting very frustrated because at a Green Day concert, like if you watch them, like if you get Bullet in a Bible, that's a live concert. There are other DVDs and stuff, or like, just even watching on YouTube videos from the concerts, like the crowds are just fantastic. There's lots of energy, like everybody's up, everybody's having a good time. And that wasn't what it was like in the crowd at Fargo. And Billy was like screaming, get your effing asses up. Like, come on, let's go. Get up, dance, have a good time. Like, he was trying to get the crowd going, and people sitting in assigned seating just were not having any of it, which was beyond frustrating. And so, them coming down here, I was like super excited. I'm hoping it was nothing like the Fargo show, where the band themselves were great. It was just the crowd was dead. And it wasn't because of the band. It was, I don't know. Fargo is strange because my husband and I went to the Nickelback concert where everybody was up on their feet dancing around. So why would you go to a Green Day concert and then just want to sit? I don't understand that. So fast forward to Friday. It was at Austin 360 Amphitheater. So it was an outdoor theater. It was actually kind of a small venue. I want to say the website said it was 15,000. It held 15,000. And I think that included the pit area, which the pit area wasn't very big, and a section of grass where like you can bring a blanket or bring like a low sitting chair and sit up in the grass. Once again, we did assigned seating. We weren't in the pit, but we were kind of closer to the band, and it felt like there were a lot more people there. When opening act started, the opening act was Catfish and the Bootleggers, I think it was what they were called. Bootleggers. Bottlemen, there we go. No, it started with a B. Catfishman and the Bottlemen. They were a pretty good band. I mean, I wouldn't like jump them up like, oh my god, I'm instantly in love with them like I did when I saw Seether live for the first time. But, they were a pretty decent band. They only played, I think, 5 songs. When they were playing, there were still a lot of people like walking around, buying merchandise. One thing is this venue had like a lot of different like vendors. So like you could get a Kona ice. For people that don't know what that is, they're very delicious snow cones, or shaved ice. There was Pizza Hut, and then there were some local like restaurants that had food trucks there. So like you had your pick of what you wanted to eat. I got Pizza Hut. I was hungry, but I wasn't hungry, so I just wanted something smaller. I was tempted. One of the stands had what are they? Turkey legs. Not roasted turkey legs. Was it roasted turkey legs? No, it wasn't. Smoked turkey legs. That's what I'm trying to think of. I was really tempted, but the price of those kind of prohibited me. I couldn't justify spending $17 on a turkey leg. When I saw, usually they're bigger than what the ones they had. So if it would have been bigger, I could have justified it. But anyway, so we got something to eat, and there was a little area for seating, so we ate, and then we went and sat at our seats. And during opening band, there weren't many people in their seats yet. Once they got off the stage, people kind of started funneling in more. If you've ever been to a Green Day concert, Green Day, before they come on stage, they always, I shouldn't say always, at least the 2 I've been to, they play Queen Bohemian Rhapsody. They don't play it themselves. They actually have it come through the speakers. So that's when you know the show's about to start. And basically everybody sings along to it. And I think the second song was Buzzkill Pop. I don't remember. Anyways, it's just kind of to get the crowd ramped up, you know, get them excited. And, you know, everybody in the crowd was, as soon as Queen came on, everybody stood up. And I don't believe very many people sat down until they got to their cars at the end of the show. I was one of those included. It was high energy. It was exactly what I thought a Green Day show would be. My husband and I both had a blast. I took some pictures. I took some videos. My only complaint was, my husband thought this was hysterical. There was this guy sitting kind of 2 rows down in front of me. I nicknamed him Uncle Fester. This guy, I don't even know why he was at the concert. He literally stood. He eventually sat down, and once he sat down, the show got like 500 times better for me, because I could see then. But this guy, he just stood there. He like might have moved his head to the right, and then he'd look back. Then he'd move his head to the right, because there were screens on the side of the stage. Then he would look back. And all he did was basically stand there and vaping. I did not see him like when Billy Joe's like, put your arms and hands in the air, put your arms up, you know, getting the crowd involved in the show. Like, he did not like move. His arms were down by his sides until he was smoking his vape. Like, why was my question. Why are you here? Why would you pay $90 to stand there and it looks like you are having absolutely no fun? Like, why? What did you get out of that? It was just annoying. When he sat down, it was like freaking fabulous because I could actually see, and I had a great time. I had a great time even when he was standing up, but I could get better pictures and a few better videos. I'm probably gonna do a separate video of like pictures and stuff from the show. I don't know if I'm gonna put clips in from the show because of YouTube's copyright stuff. I might not do that. I don't know. The thing that like literally I love the most, while this was their Revolution radio tour, they played so much from Dookie. They played Welcome to Paradise, Basket Case, She, and When I Come Around. Like, they played the songs that actually got me into them. Excuse me. I became a fan of theirs in 94. Spring of 94. I can't tell you the exact day, but I know what I was doing. I went to a small private school, and we always went to this track meet. And at this track meet, I actually rode to, it was an out-of-town track meet. I actually rode to the track meet with my best friend, Ryan, at the time, and then a couple other of our friends. And before we had left, Ryan had grabbed his dad, or his brothers, he had an older brother, he had to grab a bunch of his brother's old cassette tapes. Okay, this says how old I am. And we listened to Green Day down to the track meet, and we listened to some other cassettes that others brought on the way back. But I instantly fell in love with Green Day as soon as I heard them. They, like, instant. My mother was actually having a garage sale that weekend, and the money that I made off that garage sale, I bought myself a CD player, and the first CD I ever bought myself was Green Day's Dookie. And I've been a fan ever since. I absolutely love them. But I was so happy that they played songs off, like, they played the classics off of Dookie, if you want to call them classics. They also played 2,000 Light Years Away. I believe that one's off Kerplunk. And they played, they did play American Idiot, Jesus of Suburbia. I'm trying to think of what else they played. I know they played a couple songs of a 21st Century Breakdown. I honestly cannot remember the set list. When I do the video of the pictures and stuff, I'll put the set list down because I was able to look up the set list online afterwards. And right now I cannot remember what the set list completely was. But, I mean, it was a fantastic show. Our only regret was we didn't take our 7-year-old. And that was because when he found out we were going to Green Day, the child burst into tears because he wanted to come with. He's a huge Green Day fan. When I was pregnant with him, pretty much all I listened to was American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown. And even as a baby, he loved Green Day. One of his favorite DVDs, we actually had to buy a second one because he wore out the first one, was Bullet in a Bible. It was like a live show of Green Day's. He loved to watch that as a baby. He also liked to watch Awesome as F. Okay, I'm not going to say the word because of censoring on YouTube. He loved to watch that DVD as well. We actually, instead of lullabies in his bedroom, right around when he was younger, Green Day's American Idiot, the musical CD came out. So we actually bought that CD because while it was Green Day songs that he loved, they weren't as loud, being it was from the musical. He loved that. That was what he fell asleep to. So he's always loved Green Day, and he was upset he didn't get to come with. Like, he burst into tears, and I have never seen him so emotional over something like that. And as I've said before, my son is autistic, so usually he doesn't he shows emotion, but not, like I said, I've never seen him show emotion like that. So as we were driving home, we decided that the next time they were near us, which I'm pretty sure they're going to take a break, the tour, the Revolution Radio Tour is winding down, and I'm pretty sure they're going to take a break. I had seen somebody say that there's something on, there's a project on HBO that they are going to be doing. So I don't know if they're going to be doing that during a break, if they're going to record during a break, but whenever they get back on the road again, which I hope they do, we plan on taking my son, and if they have meet and greet passes, we're going to spend the extra money and get the meet and greet passes so my son can meet them. My husband and I actually met them in 2009. Hot Topic was doing a promotion, and we were able to get passes, so they did a meet and greet in Hot Topic where it was kind of rushed because they were running late, and our Hot Topic was kind of disorganized. They sold too many passes to this meet and greet, and then Green Day was running late, so they were trying to hurry everybody through to get everybody done. So, like, you didn't get to take pictures with them, nothing of that sort. It was pretty much you got in line, you got to shake each one of their hand, and you got to bring one thing for them to sign. I had this like book version of 21st Century Breakdown that I had bought. I believe it was Best Buy. Had this special edition one. That's what I had brought. And like the security guard for the mall was yelling at me because I got stopped because Billy was looking at it. Apparently, and then him and Mike Durst, Billy Joel Armstrong and Mike Durst were both stopped because they obviously, okayed the book thing, but they apparently hadn't really seen one in person. So both of them were they stopped me in the line because they wanted to look through this book because it was art from from the CD. They wanted to look through the art. And then the security guard's getting mad at me because I'm not moving. And it's like, they still have my thing. What am I supposed to do? Just walk out without it? And then my husband had, I think he forgot he was going to bring his guitar. And he honestly completely forgot to grab it before we left. So when we were waiting in line, he ran over to Best Buy, which was in the same parking lot as our mall, and bought, I believe it was Kerplunk that he had signed. Once again, because most people in line either had American Idiot or 21st Century Breakdown, they hadn't seen many Kerplunks come through. So Trey stops my husband and is actually talking to my husband. He's like, yeah, I remember recording this. Like, he was trying to have a conversation with my husband, and once again, the security guard is getting mad at us. And it was frustrating. And it wasn't, once again, Green Day's fault. It was the idiots that were, Green Day's trying to interact with fans, and the security guards, which they were mall security guards, which, if anybody knows anything about mall security guards, they have no jurisdiction. They can try to detain you until the cops arrive, but they really have no authority. And you could tell that Billy was getting pissed at the security guards because when they were screwing with my husband, because they had already screwed with me, which I was in front of my husband, like right in front of my husband. Then once they started in on him, like the look he gave the security guard was like, you could tell he was just getting pissed at them. But anyways, we got to meet them, so that was great, fantastic, it was fun. But I think my son would have a blast meeting them. I think he would be in complete awe meeting them. So that was one thing we are plan to do, like next time they tour, is definitely take my son with. My daughter could give or take Green Day. She'll listen to them, but it's not one of her favorites. My daughter loves Pearl Jam, actually. And honestly, I like Pearl Jam, but I don't really own any of Pearl Jam's albums. If they're on the radio, I'll listen to them. My daughter, like, anytime she sees Pearl Jam on the satellite, like, we have to stop what we're doing and make sure it's on for her to listen to. She also likes Linkin Park. She likes Linkin Park, Pearl Jam, Justin Timberlake. And there's one more that she absolutely loves. But, we don't censor our kids' music. Yes, my kids are going to be 6 and 7, and like I said, my son's been listening to Green Day since he was a baby. We don't buy the edited versions for them. Like, if they want one of the CDs, we'll buy the parental advisory version, or we'll download the parental advisory version. They know not to say those words. And honestly, I've noticed my kid, like, when my son sings, like, if Green Day swears, he stops and then he picks back up where he was before. So that was my take on the Green Day concert. It was absolutely fabulous. It was a lot of fun. And like I said, I'm going to try to at least put some of the better pictures and make kind of a slideshow. I don't think I might put a clip in here or there of one of their songs. I have to see how much footage you can put in without getting dinged for the copyright infringement. So I hope you enjoyed this video of me rambling on about Green Day, and I will see you all later. Bye!